Okay, picture this. The lights are shining brighter than ever tonight on Citizens Bank Park in Philly. We're literally standing on the precipice of baseball's absolute premier power showcase, the 2026 MLB Home Run Derby. But listen, if you think you know how this event plays out, just throw the old playbook completely out the window. Major League Baseball has cooked up a monumental shift in rules, the format, and even how we're going to watch the whole shebang.
Okay, let's dive into this because here's the massive, multi-million-dollar question hanging over tonight's event. What exactly happens when you take that frantic, ticking clock entirely out of the equation? Like, what happens when you force the greatest hitters on the planet to focus 100% on precision, raw power, and stamina? Well, we are about to find out. In this explainer, we're going to break down every single massive change coming to the Derby tonight.
Section 1. A historic new broadcast.
So, before a single bat is even swung tonight, we've got to talk about a massive, game-changing shift in how we're actually watching this thing. For the absolute first time in the history of the event, the Home Run Derby is ditching traditional TV. Yep, you heard that right. Tonight, July 13th at 8 p.m. Eastern, this entire spectacle is streaming exclusively on Netflix. It's a completely historic pivot for MLB, taking that electric stadium experience and dropping it right into the massive streaming ecosystem. It's going to fundamentally change how millions of us consume the action.
Section 2. The Elite 8 Contenders. Now, what's really interesting about this lineup is the absolutely thrilling mix we've got. It's a total collision of established veteran stars and the absolute elite tier of emerging young sluggers. Look, we've got rising superstars like the St. Louis Cardinals' Jordan Walker stepping into the box alongside guys like Junior Caminero of the Rays and Jack Haglione of the Royals. And then you mix that fresh blood with a seasoned pro like Wilson Contreras of the Red Sox, the Yankees' Ben Rice, and the White Sox's Munetaka Murakami. Man, you have got the perfect recipe for an unpredictable, high-stakes shootout. But hey, we absolutely have to talk about the massive hometown advantage at play here. The Philadelphia Phillies are unleashing not one, but two of their biggest bats tonight, Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber. If you know baseball, you know Citizens Bank Park has one of the most intense, just electrifying atmospheres in the entire league. With two of their own hometown heroes hunting for the crown, you just know that crowd is going to be absolutely rocking. The psychological pressure and, honestly, the massive adrenaline boost for Harper and Schwarber is going to be completely off the charts.
Section 3. Scrapping the clock.
All right, here is where things get really crazy. Gone are the frantic, heart-pounding time limits and the traditional outs that defined all the recent derbies. MLB has officially scrapped the clock. Poof, gone. Instead, the 2026 format is returning to a fixed swing-based system. So what does that mean for the players? It means they can't just wildly hack at pitches to beat a buzzer anymore. Every single swing is now this incredibly calculated, precious commodity that carries immense weight. The tournament progression itself, well, it's pretty straightforward, but man, it is ruthless. In round 1, all 8 participants take their hacks, and only the top 4 advance. Simple enough, right? But once we hit the semifinals, those remaining 4 are seeded based on their first-round totals. So you've got the number 1 seed facing number 4, and number 2 taking on number 3. It's a total gauntlet, and the 2 survivors of that clash will meet in the final championship round. Now, you might be wondering, exactly how many chances do these guys actually get? 20. That's the magic number. In round 1, each player receives exactly 20 swings. And notice, I said swings, not 20 pitches. 20 swings. If a hitter takes a pitch they don't like, it doesn't count against them. But the absolute second you take that bat off your shoulder, boom, you've burned one of your opportunities. It really stresses just how incredibly limited and precious these chances are. And it gets even tighter. In the semifinals and finals, that number drops down to just 15 swings per player. No room for error. So the crucial point is, what happens when these titans match each other blast for blast? We need a tiebreaker, and this is where the drama really hits its peak. If players are tied after round 1, there's no extra hitting. Nope. The tiebreaker is simply whoever hit the longest home run during that round. But in the semifinals and the championship, we enter a sudden death absolute pressure cooker scenario, a 3-swing swing-off. Each player gets just 3 swings to out-homer the other, repeated as many times as necessary until a champion is crowned. It is just raw, unadulterated tension.
Section 4. The Final Swing Rule.
Okay, MLB saved the absolute most cinematic, game-changing edition for last. This rule right here is going to have fans holding their breath on every single last pitch. Introducing the final swing rule. Here's how this crazy mechanic works. If a hitter actually manages to launch a home run on their very last allotted swing, so that's the 20th swing in round 1 or the 15th swing in the later rounds, their round doesn't end. They earn the right to keep hitting. They literally just keep getting pitches and keep swinging until they finally fail to hit a home run. As the official rulebook outlines, this mechanic creates the possibility for dramatic late-round rallies and could significantly alter the outcome. And honestly, hit the nail on the head there. Just imagine the sheer suspense of it. A player could be down by 3 home runs, literally down to their final swing, and manage to spark this legendary, unlimited rally simply by refusing to miss. It places an unimaginable, almost unfair amount of pressure on that very last pitch. So let's look at the big picture here. With a stacked field of young phenoms like Jordan Walker, established juggernauts, an entirely new swing-based format, the looming threat of that wild final swing roll, and the unbelievable atmosphere waiting for us in Philly, we have got all the ingredients for a truly historic night. Who's going to master the mental game of fixed swings? Who will conquer this completely new format and claim the 2026 Derby crown? You'll have to tune in tonight on Netflix to find out, because baseball history is absolutely about to be written. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and enjoy the Derby.